everyone, my name is Elian from Uganda. I'm happy to stream with you today. I'm here to discuss with you aerodynamics of flight. Aerodynamics is a science that deals with the motion of the air and other gaseous fluids and of the forces acting on bodies when bodies are in relative motion with respect to the substance, air, or gaseous fluids. The science of aerodynamics can be traced back thousands of years to its beginning, but remarkably, only one human lifespan has separated the first heavier-than-air powered airplane flight at Kitty Hawk from the first manned moon landing. The theory of aerodynamics is a culmination of works of very many individuals. It probably begins with the prehistoric man's desire to fly like a bird, to copy the actions of the bird and fly through the air, and a man being unable to soar into the heavens, he attributed to his gods the ability to fly. However, serious Greek philosophers started asking questions: what substance air is, and can man fly in it? The scientist Aristotle conceived a notion that air has weight, and the Archimedes law of floating bodies provided a basic principle for the lighter-than-air vehicles. Men like Galileo, men like Roger Bacon, men like Pascal, they proved that air is a gas, air is compressible, and air, its pressure decreases with altitude. However, using the aerodynamic forces of thrust, forces such as lift, drag, and weight, a pilot can be able to control the aircraft and fly a controlled, safe flight. The aerodynamics of flight, it gives us an understanding how the design, how the weight, load factor, and gravity, how all these affect the aircraft during flight maneuvers. Thrust is an aerodynamic force that acts in the forward direction. It is produced by the power plant, produced by the rotor or the propeller, depending on the type of aircraft being flown. Lift, this is an aerodynamic force that is produced by the distortion of air along the wings. The dynamic effect of air acting on the wings causes a force of lift. This lift opposes the force of weight. Talking about drag is a rearward retarding force that is caused by the rearward retarding force that is caused by protruding objects on an aircraft, such as the wings, the fuselage. So as the aircraft is flying, the distortion of air acting onto the protruding objects on the aircraft, they induce an aerodynamic force of drag. Drag is the force that opposes thrust. Lastly, there is an aerodynamic force of weight. This weight is a combined load of the aircraft itself, is the crew, cargo, and baggage. Weight acts vertically downwards example here, this is an aircraft, and assuming this is the center of gravity, so weight is the vertical force that acts downwards due to the force of gravity. Gravity is the force that pulls towards the center of the earth. Weight opposes the vertical force of lift. Opposes the vertical force of lift. This is weight. This implies that weight is the product of mass and its gravity, and weight is measured in newtons. And in a steady flight, thrust is equal to drag and lift is equal to weight. The opposing forces are equal to each other. However, this does not mean that all the forces are equal, but it means that the opposing force of thrust and drag are equal. Note, without stipulating that thrust is equal to lift, but the explanation states that thrust is equal to drag and lift is equal to weight. However, if thrust is increased, the airspeed increases. This is what I am talking about. This is thrust. This is drag. So when the pilot increases thrust, this increases lift, and as lift is being increased, the airspeed increases. So in order to maintain a constant airspeed, thrust is supposed to be equal to drag. Just as in order to contain a constant altitude, lift should be equal to weight. For constant altitude, lift should be equivalent to weight. The case in point, when thrust is reduced and drag is greater than thrust, this means that the force of lift is lessened and weight is greater than lift. This will cause the deceleration of the aircraft, and in order to maintain a steady flight, in order to maintain a level flight, when thrust is reduced, the pilot will increase the angle of attack. And when the angle of attack is increased in coordination with the reduced thrust, this will maintain the aircraft in the level flight. The angle of attack, this is the angle between the chord line and the direction of flow of the air. The direction an example, this is an airfoil. This is the chord line, and the flow of air is in this direction. So the angle of attack will be the angle between the chord line and the direction of flow of air. And if this is the direction of flow of air, this is regarded as the angle of attack. So in order to maintain a level flight and thrust is being reduced,
The angle of attack will be increased in coordination with thrust in order to keep the aircraft in level flight.